What date does this come out? Do we know? Someone look it up.
No, because we haven't
Are we
officially
in spooky season yet? No, I think we're in
Um,
spooky season. That's why we're doing weird stuff. That's why
it could, yes, it's most likely spooky season.
Happy spooky season!
It's mostly
Welcome to Find Pairings.
we haven't picked like the official launch date of the first one.
I think we have. Isn't it written down?
Yes,
We
but
don't know
it's
what
not
we're doing.
official in
Okay.
case like things happens, Grace.
In case my life falls apart.
No,
and I
fair.
can't edit it.
Whenever we get a hold of the authors, I'm always like, it's coming out in late October or like whatever. I never tell them a date because like, yeah, shit could happen.
We recorded After 3 2 months ago.
Yeah, but that's okay. Anyway. Welcome to Five Pairings. I'm Grace. I'm Claire. This is a podcast about fan fiction and spooky things. Because we specifically planned out the tags that were horror, spooky-ish to happen in October. Yes, we're self-aware enough to remember to do that.
Yes. I was just mostly like,
I was
we
like,
won't
we
know
looked at
if
the
it's
month.
like, yeah,
I'm pretty
No,
sure.
I know. I just meant like we won't know if it's like October 2nd or like October
9th.
20th.
Whatever.
But it will be October.
It will probably be in or around the spooky season.
Josie from your editing grave, add what?
Tape, this is coming out.
It's actually November.
Yeah, this is when Josie's, when our connection to Josie is the strongest because it's spooky season. And we have multiple Ouija boards to communicate.
I'll be like, Josie.
Have you? Oh my God, my favorite new TikTok channel. I hope it's still going because again, this is 2 months in the past future. I think I've sent it to you. I've definitely sent it to you. It's the girl who has a ghost named Chad that follows her around.
Yeah.
And she asks him like what she should wear to go out. And she'll be like, Chad, what shot should we take? And she'll be like, do you want to take a rum shot? And he'll say yes. And she'll be like, God damn it, Chad. Why would you gotta do this?
Or I saw I think you sent me the one where she was like, have I cock blocked you? And it was like, yes. And then he was like, have you ever cock blocked me? And then it was like, yes. It was like immediately.
Come on, Chad. That's what I want. I want that. I could watch 10 seasons of that show. Anyway, so this week we're not getting into super spooky paranormal yet. We're weaning in with alien abduction, Woo! Which is pretty spooky. So do you want to for maybe either the new fans or the fans who've forgotten, what was your struggle with alien abduction the first time we tried to do it?
Everything was too tentacle pornographic and was about My Chemical Romance laying eggs.
Yes. I think it was specific alien abduction. I don't know if it was just like aliens that I gave you. I couldn't remember.
You gave me alien abduction, and I think there was another choice. It was like alien abduction and I don't remember what the
Probably
was.
Sports, because we kept trying to make sports happen.
Yeah, and I was like, I can't do this.
Can't do sports. Yes. Okay. So I kind of assumed we'd have a similar problem, and yeah, it was like yes, no. My biggest problem when I just went into the tag alien abduction was that maybe 60% of the time it was a canon alien character, quote unquote, abducting someone. So it'd be like the doctor takes Rose, hashtag alien abduction. And I'm like, I don't like, you're not wrong.
It's not wrong,
but you're wrong. Or like Superman is an alien and took somebody.
I do
to
kind
his
of remember
planet.
that as well.
Which I was like, okay, like I could do that, but it doesn't seem as fun as like an alien. Like, okay, this is getting into like, I know a lot about horror psychology. The horror of aliens is that you don't know what they're doing because they're so foreign to you that you're like, I don't know what language they're speaking. I don't understand their technology. I don't know what they want with me, and I can't communicate to them. So the horror is like, one, not being believed that this would happen, and two, stuff just happening to you and you have no idea what's going on. Like your brain can't contextualize anything because it's so alien.
Wild.
So you can't be like Doctor Who speaks English comes to your house and abducts you. That's just kidnapping.
It's just kidnapping.
It's not the same.
That's just regular abduction.
Like I know it's an abduction and he's an alien, but like I feel like we're really parsing out vocabulary at this point. So I tried to avoid that pratfall. And I found a crack fic that sparked joy in my soul.
All right.
And I could not get in touch with this author. This is one of the few times that happened. It was a little bit more recent, so I was like really holding out for a hero for them to come forward and like tell me that this was okay. But it is crack, and I feel like if we're allowed to make fun of anything, it's crack fic because it's already making fun of itself. And this is called the Panty Fic.
Panty?
Panty.
Panty. Like undergarment.
Like a woman's undergarment, yes.
A panty.
And the pairing, or I guess not, it's not kind of a pairing, but it is starring Batman and Superman.
I just looked at Josie like I'm in the office.
Look to camera. Look to ghost. Yes.
Wow.
But Superman is not the alien that's abducting Batman.
Wild.
So I was like, okay, I'm in. Yes, Josie.
Do you have a question?
Josie, where are you?
I'm
Are you in this room? Tap twice. Good. Okay.
Try hard.
No, that's a no. That's a no.
There's no ghost penis in this room. That's a no.
No. Does it say what Batman and what Superman?
Oh, good question. Like what?
What
like
iteration?
Like what? Who would play them? I want to say no. It's no. It's just Batman all media types, Superman all media types.
I'm going to imagine that it's Henry Cavill, and I'm going to imagine Adam West.
I'm gonna imagine. I was gonna say definitely Adam West for pretty much any Batman I ever encounter.
Or the animated Batman version.
Yes.
So it'll be like Henry Cavill next to the animated Cartoon
I'm
Network
imagining
animated.
like a human version of the cartoon characters from like pretty much any media. Yes, Josie.
Yeah, after Lego Batman.
Honestly, yes.
Okay, so it's Henry Cavill and Lego Batman.
Lego Batman. So this is called the Fanny Fic. It is dually written by RedNightDeer and ReplacementRobin.
All right.
Summary. Bruce Wayne is kidnapped in the middle of the night by a group of aliens intent on experimentation. Or a group of aliens think Bruce Wayne is so sexy that they visit Earth to try to research him and his reaction to some funky pheromones. Too bad the people of Earth seem to be against this and send Superman to get him back. It's not really the summary. It's kind of it's just like a pre.
It's just like a...
This is what's going to happen. Because like that's
It's a moves boosh.
I don't think it's really explained that all that's going on.
An appetizer.
Okay. And it specifically says, we came up with this as a joke and now it's a fic. Enjoy.
Good.
So we know why we're here. Breaking news. Billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne has been kidnapped by aliens.
Oh no!
Clark's head snaps up, all attention focused on the TV bolted to the wall of the Daily Planet's staff room. Earlier today, an unidentified flying object was spotted hovering above the Wayne residence. When Army officials attempted to contact the ship, they received this eerie reply. A tinny audio starts playing, and the voice of what appears to be one of the aforementioned officials is heard. Identify yourself and your reason for being here. A moment passes in silence before they receive an answer. It's an unpleasant warbling of high-pitched notes. I'm not sure what this is. Is it Krills? We the Krills?
What? Sure.
I don't know. I don't know what that...
How's it spelled?
I think that's the name of the alien race. I wasn't sure if it was like a canon Superman thing.
No.
We the Krills are here seeking knowledge on human courting behaviors. We intend to return the subject, Bruce Wayne, your planet's quote-unquote sexiest man alive, once we have
as
acquired all
elected by
the information
People
needed.
magazine.
Which, like, that's a hilarious premise to be like, aliens want to know what humans find attractive, so they look at the media and are like, this person was voted sexiest man alive, so we're gonna just assume that that's correct.
There's like one guy who's won it like 5 times, and it's a little
Claire.
biased.
I didn't introduce the pairing.
Oh no!
Whoops, rewind. Okay. Rewind. My original inspiration was like, what are the flavors of Superman ice cream? Which is weirdly hard to find.
Just dye flavored.
No. It's like the red is either, depending on where you go, cherry or something else. The blue is like blue moon flavored, which I was like, what does that mean?
Isn't that like cotton candy or something?
Yeah, it's like cotton candy, or some places it's blue raspberry. And the yellow is vanilla or lemon. And so I was like, okay, so like those are all liqueur flavors and like booze flavors. I could probably mix those in some way. And then I looked up like cocktails to be like, okay, how could I do that? There was this nasty shooter that was like blue curacao. No, it wasn't even, it was UV blue, banana liqueur because it was yellow, and like something red. I think it was cherry
99
raspberry.
bananas.
Yeah, it was like 99 because it's the only like yellow. And I was like, that sounds bad. I don't want to do that. So I have adapted that concept to make what I'm calling a Superfan.
Okay.
Like Superman. And it's cherry liqueur, lemon juice, and blue curacao mixed with a blueberry vodka. It's supposed to be layered. Well, appreciate the layers.
I
then
loved it.
Mix it all up. Because when you're a Superfan, you mix all the canon together. Also because it'll taste better if it's mixed.
It's a crossover fic.
It's a crossover.
A crossover.
We're smashing up all the canon together. Whew, pungent.
I like it. What is that flavor in the back of my throat?
Probably cherry?
Blueberry. I think it's
It
the
could be
blueberry vodka.
Yeah, so the cherry that was specifically like floating around was like Dr. Gillies, whatever his name is.
It
does taste a little medicinal because cherry flavor always kind of tastes a little medicinal.
This kind of tastes like, when you're like a kid and you can like mix sodas together.
Ooh, it's a little syrupy.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out if there was a way.
I don't dislike it, but it has a very like 100%. There was some Victorian women drinking this as a medicinal thing for their hysteria.
It feels a little old.
If you had put it in like a cherry soda with blueberry on top.
Yeah, but it would be weird. But the cherry sinks to the bottom because it's like so thick. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's a Superfan that you mix up so you can change it at your own house to make it however you like it.
I mean, I don't dislike it. It's just it almost feels like it's trying to taste like grape medicine.
Oh, true. Yeah, it's a little,
And I don't, but it's like wild being like, turns out grape flavor is cherry and blueberry mixed together.
And grape flavor is just a fake flavor. It's one of those that's like not even based on real grapes.
No, if you've eaten real grapes.
You know what a grape tastes like. Anyway, Bruce Wayne has been kidnapped. The audio clip ends, but Clark is already out of the building and flying towards Gotham, his red cape flapping behind him. When Superman reaches the city limits, he can already see the alien ship hovering high above the tall buildings. No supervision needed, which supervision means two things. Because it's supposed to say supervision, like x-ray vision, but supervision's just a word to be like, I'm looking after you.
I'm going to use my supervision.
I'm Superman. I'm supervising you.
Supervising
my supervision. Anyway, the vessel is large and, okay, this is another word that I think it's supposed to be another thing. This says epileptic, but they think they mean the elliptical. I'm going to say epileptic. The vessel is large enough to epileptic.
It's sensitive to flashing lights.
It's shaking. The ship can't see flashing lights. It's totally not flashing. Or maybe it is flashing. Maybe that's what they mean. I don't know.
No, I feel
like... the shape, not the lights.
I feel like they did mean elliptical.
Elliptic, where it's like a big arc.
It was an ellipse.
Yeah, an ellipse. Epileptic in shape. The smooth metallic-looking exterior is a dull gray and covered with dark lines that remind him of a circuit board. Clark tries to use his X-ray vision to scope out the inner workings of the ship, but whatever material it's made of, it's close enough to lead that everything is hazy, like trying to look through glass window caked with dirt. Yes.
What? Wow.
Yes.
Maybe if they've fought against Superman's people.
Yeah.
Where
Very
are they
possible.
From? Kronos?
Where are those?
Krypton.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know where these aliens are from.
Maybe if they've...
I haven't been told.
Maybe they fought against Kryptonians before.
Probably. Who knows? Superman starts flying towards it to get closer and revolves around it to find an entry. He manages to spot what looks like a hatch and flies there, puts his finger between the panels, and with his super strength, he pries it open. As he does that, he slips in, but before he can go any further or x-ray the place, worms start coming out towards him from every corner, and the same voice he heard from the audio clip diffused in the news rises.
Yikes.
Welcome. You're quite sexy too. Can we experiment on you?
Oh no. Yuck.
I know. I don't know what the worms are for.
They're tentacle adjacent.
Just spooky. Yeah, they're baby tentacles. That's how tentacles are born. They start as worms.
Ugh.
It reminds me of, were you a VeggieTales kid?
Yes.
They did a Indiana Jones parody where the cucumber was like, worms, why did it have to be worms? Snakes were too scary for Catholic children.
Yes. I mean, snakes are pretty scary. Also, they have so many biblical
meanings.
So it's got to be worms.
Worms. Clark can't move or really think for a few seconds.
Because worms!
No? He tries? No. Then he gets back his confidence, remembering that his mission is to save Bruce Wayne. No, I'm here to take Mr. Wayne back. But we're experimenting on him. The voice sounds disappointed.
What is that?
But we're experimenting on him. Don't take him back.
You can't have him.
You said he didn't have to come home till midnight. We're having fun.
5 more minutes?
5 more minutes. Clark can hear some sighs and discouraged little sounds around him coming from the worms. Aww.
The worms are sad.
It's kind of cute. But anyway, did he give you his consent to be experimented on?
That's an important part of courtship.
Well, and they asked Superman, so it stands to reason they maybe asked Bruce Wayne, hey, we heard you the sexiest man alive. Can we check you out, see if we can clone your pheromones or something? I don't know what they're going to do. What does that mean? You got to be more specific with experiments. Maybe they're just going to ask me some questions. I don't know.
It's true. It could just be an interview.
And how can I make sure that you're not going to hurt him? We can promise?
I worm promise.
Sorry, that's not, I don't know if it's all the worms speaking at this point or if it's the off in the distance voice. It can be both. Sorry, that's not good enough. Clark tries to x-ray the ship again, but whatever material was used for the exterior was also used for the interior walls. He decides instead to listen and find Bruce's heartbeat. Please, can we keep him? It's a little voice that came from his left. Clark sighs. No, you can't keep him. Oh, fine. The voice sounds dejected. Sad worms.
Sad worms.
Clark starts walking towards the source of the heartbeat. The krills follow behind him, creeping on the floor. Worms following behind you.
Interesting. I wonder if they're similar to Earth krills, where they like all work in a group.
It's spelled Krylls.
Interessante.
Almost the way it's spelled.
A Y instead of an I.
A Y instead of an I. So like, yeah, maybe.
We need a giant whale to eat all of them.
Space whales.
Space whales.
This could also totally be a canon Superman or Batman thing from like a comic, because there's a ton of stuff going on in there that I don't know about.
Sure.
And like, this could be like a space worm krill, exactly like it is for whales. I don't know. The krill's following behind him, creeping on the floor. When he finally finds the room from which the heartbeat is coming, Clark opens the door with force, too, like he did with the hatch. His eyes widen, and he starts choking. In front of him, Bruce Wayne is hanging from the ceiling with slick tentacles grabbing his limbs, making him do a spread eagle. Creeping on his naked body, except for a tiny red lace blue silk panty with a yellow S sign on it.
Wait, he was wearing Superman underwear before?
Yeah!
Wow.
He's a big fan.
Wow.
Or the aliens put him
Or
in
I got
it,
switched
guess.
in the laundry and he was like, whatever.
Oh yeah, he was like, oh man, my laundry day underwear. On the day of all days where I get abducted.
And that's why
this is the underwear I'm wearing.
Yeah, I feel like...
Embarrassing.
How embarrassing.
Embarrassing for me. Anyway, spread eagle. He's not being penetrated, so it's not as weird as it could be.
Fair.
Bruce glances to him and they lock eyes. There's no sound except for the machinery of the ship. Clark suddenly remembers why he's here and walks towards Bruce. I'm here to save you, Mr. Wayne. Bruce smiles as Clark manages to rip the tentacles from his body. So Bruce the whole time could have just been like, I'm out.
He's like, actually, I didn't want to participate.
This was kind of nice, actually. I guess I gotta go, guys. Sorry. My mom's here.
Yeah, my mom's here.
Mom's gotta pick me up.
Ride's here. Gotta go.
The feelers coat his hands in slick, and he notices it smells nice. Has an exotic smell, something he can't put his name on, but it's sweet. He turns to Bruce and offers him his arm to lean on. The man smirks and flutters his eyelids, making his long and black lashes sweep his cheeks. Superman came to save me, he asks, smiling and showing his white teeth. How nice of you. It is my duty, Clark answers back. He can feel Bruce's hand on his arm, as if there wasn't the fabric of a suit between their skin.
Ooh.
Clark wishes that there wasn't any fabric.
Oh, now is not the time, guys.
It's not the time to think sexy thoughts. There's a lot of worms around. They're all talking to you.
Worms and tentacles. It's very gross in there.
Don't leave.
What if you all just stayed?
Yeah, we could hang out.
Maybe you could stay for dinner.
I'm curious. You want to stay forever?
Could stay forever.
That's my worm sound. It's them all dancing.
I don't know what's happening.
Unfortunately, Bruce withdraws his hand, still smirking, and starts walking towards the door, chuckling a little. I can walk. Don't worry. They didn't probe anything. It's at that moment that Clark understands that what Bruce Wayne is wearing is a string. He can't take his eyes off of Bruce's bubble butt.
Bubble butt, bubble butt, bubble butt, bubble
Little
butt.
thingy thong.
Let me see that thong, the thong, thong, thong.
Let me see that thong. Okay. When Bruce disappears past the door and Clark is finally alone, he sighs and squeezes the bridge of his nose.
I thought he was squeezing the butt.
No, he's like, what a butt it is.
What? He's like, I can't even think around that butt.
What a butt it is. So smooth and squishy looking. Damn.
Just tight, high and tight.
Squishy is an interesting word. I feel
I
like
was
you'd
like,
go
squishy.
Like, I guess maybe the author's trying to say that Bruce Wayne is very relaxed and he's not clenched at all. He's having a good time. Bubble butt is a little squishier than toned butt.
Sure.
I guess I don't know. I really could go either way. I've seen some toned bubble butts.
Yeah, so say bubble butts. I think
one
just
guy that
refer
does
to their
squats.
roundness. It's just bubble shaped.
Just round.
It could all be muscle.
Could be muscle or
it
not.
Could be else.
Anyone could have many types of bubble butts.
Bubble butts come in all varieties.
All squishinesses. Once getting back his composure, he starts walking to join Bruce again. The other man is looking around as if he's trying to understand where he is. This is their spaceship. Bruce turns around and smiles, leaning against a wall in a seductive way.
Oh, wait, pause.
Yeah.
Has he been infected with some sort of alien pheromone medicine? Is that
I was thinking, which like, I
is that
don't.
why he's being all weird and
I
horny?
don't think this is what's happening. I haven't read this for a while, so I kind of forgot like what the string of plot is. But there was that one episode of Futurama where like worms invade Fry's brain and make him like a better man.
Oh, yeah.
Make him like a good person.
Yes.
So that could be why the worms are here. Maybe they didn't probe him, but he did like eat some, and now they've taken over his brain. I don't know.
We'll see.
That's the experiment. They're like learning about his pheromones from the inside. Bruce turns around and smiles, leaning against a wall in a seductive way. Oh, well, how are we going to leave, Mr. Superman? Clark gulps and then looks away. I carry you out? It sounds like a nice plan. Bruce's voice is velvet and wine in an abandoned castle. Rain and storms. Rooms only illuminated by the light of old candles.
That does sound romantic AF.
Very seductive. Clark swallows as he tries to not ask himself how Bruce's voice would sound moaning his name. He forces a smile.
Focus on the mission.
Focus. This man's wearing a thong and flirting with me. And maybe it's worms, but I don't know. Maybe it's the worms flirting with me.
Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe it's the worms flirting with me.
Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe it's just the worms.
Maybe she's born.
Oh my god.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's just the worms.
Because there's a different episode of Futurama where tentacles like use them all as puppets and start like talking for them. So that would be really fucked up. Futurama is a weird show.
Yeah.
But with all these worms and tentacles, I'm like, my brain is remembering plots of worms and tentacles I've seen in the past. And like, which one are we going with?
That's fair.
Clark swallows as he tries to not ask himself how Bruce's voice would sound moaning his name. He forces a smile on his lips and guides the other man towards the open hatch. Bruce smiles and looks decided to keep walking in front of him.
Looks decidedly?
I don't know. This was written in a crack haze. I think these typos are typos.
He's walking decidedly forward.
And decides to keep walking in front of him, thus giving Clark a very nice view of his ass. The Kryptonian tries to not glance at that fine piece of cake, but he fails lamentably. Clark winces. He's walking in front of him on purpose.
Cut me off a piece of that applesauce. That's from The Office.
Fancy feast.
Break me off a piece of that
Batman ass.
That's deep.
It just needs to be 3 syllables so that it works.
I'm in a weird mix of
Break
coffee
me
and
off a piece
alcohol.
of that bubble butt. You just need 3 syllables.
I've basically had a Four Loko.
Yeah, this is coffee and alcohol don't mix, kids. Just
Break me off a piece of that pheromones.
Ooh. Break me off a piece of those tentacles.
Ah! Worms.
Break me off a piece of those worms. Clark winces as the front of his suit grows uncomfortably tight.
I thought he was wearing softer fabric.
No, I think he's wearing a Superman suit, which is probably a little vacuum sealed.
Okay, it's like shapewear.
Yeah. That's I watched one of the new Spider-Man movies recently, and that's how his suit is. He like pushes the button and it like vacuum seals onto his body.
Wild.
Yeah. I was like, actually,
Solid.
makes a lot of sense. Clark winces as the front of his suit grows uncomfortably tight. He can't help but feel upset at himself. He usually has better control of himself than this. Control is something you have to learn pretty quick when you could accidentally demolish a building. Despite his usually stellar control between the sweet smell diffusing through the corridor and the toned tush swaying in front of him, he's almost certain Mr. Wayne knows exactly what he's doing. He notices it's hard for him to keep his control. It's both a blessing and a curse when they reach the end of the corridor and Bruce turns to face him. On one hand, he no longer has to resist the urge to touch that fine derriere. On the other, he's now faced with the man's incredibly defined pecs and washboard abs.
I thought he was going to say package. I got really scared. It was a really defined package.
It probably is pretty defined. Thongs are famously not really for men. So, like, there's not a lot of extra room.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a man's thong, but like
a budgie smuggler.
Either way, you're seeing the whole shape. It's like a codpiece, but thin.
Love it.
Bruce clears his throat and Clark jerks his eyes away from the glorious muscles to the other man's smug face. So, are you going to fly us down? Oh, yeah.
That's going to drop you.
Well, yeah, because Bruce doesn't have any of his Batman stuff, so he's just a guy. He's just a really toned man.
Just a really rich toned guy.
He can't Batman himself out of here.
No, yeah.
Or he probably would have. Yeah, of course, Clark stutters out, pausing awkwardly before scooping Bruce up into a bridal carry and stepping off the platform, beginning to fly, what might be slower than usual, towards the manor, but nobody needs to know that. He's so heavy.
Or is it because he wants to save
Oh,
her?
ooh, actually, yes. He wants the touch.
His skin on his body.
He's probably touching his bridal carry would be like outer thigh and
back.
like obliques maybe, or back, back.
Yeah.
But he's kind of big, so probably like shoulder.
Armpit.
Less, it's straight in the armpit. Bruce places a large hand on Clark's chest, and he swears his heart's beating so fast Bruce can probably feel it. The silence seems overwhelmingly charged with tension, and so Clark tries to fix this by blurting out the first thing that comes to his mind. Are the panties yours, or did the aliens give them to you?
And it's an important question.
That would be my first question. Are you a big fan of mine, or are the aliens? I guess either is fine, but I want to know.
Out of curiosity.
Out of curiosity, did you purchase these?
Did you use your money for these, or
Do I need to go talk to these aliens about their
fashion
fandoms,
choices,
their fashion sense? If he wasn't currently holding Bruce, Clark would definitely be putting his face in his hands and going to find somewhere to sit and die of embarrassment. But for now, all he can do is glance away because he's holding him. Like, he can't go anywhere.
It's a very vulnerable state. He's like, well, put me down because these are mine.
I'm embarrassed. I kind of was hoping you would be distracted by my butt and maybe would not
I was
look at the
using my
Superman
butt as a
part.
distraction, so
Seems like that didn't work out for me.
alas.
Shoot. But for now, all he can do is glance away and feel blood rush to his cheeks. Well, at least there was less of it to rush to other places. They're mine, Bruce says casually. I wear them to sleep in my bed. Oh,
you
right.
do.
The aliens must have taken him during the early hours of the morning. He must have been asleep.
No further explanation
These are my
needed.
PJs. These are my PJs. I love a comfy thong at night. I love to sleep. Gross.
Love to sleep. I could be sleeping naked, but I choose to sleep in
just a thong.
in a lace thong. Makes perfect sense.
No, that would ride all around. I'm a very mobile sleeper. I would wake up just to pick that thing out of my butt real fast.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound comfortable. So
Yeah. The wrong thing is touching me in my sleep. I will wake up. It's not my favorite.
Just like
my sleeping traits.
you gotta have like a nice sensory deprivation moment. While you're
truly,
sleeping.
yeah.
Otherwise,
No. And thongs famously are very sensory.
they're very sensory high.
High sense. Unless,
High sense.
Unless you maybe wear them all the time and have just gotten used to them. But no, thank you. Especially just a thong with no like shirt or like socks. I don't know. Seems like
Nips out.
it would be
thong
extra
on.
funny if he was only wearing a thong and socks.
My feet get cold.
Maybe got cold. I was sleeping. So Clark starts because he's clearly a masochist with no self-control. Do you wear them often? Actually, I usually go with black leather. Bruce says, a smug look on his face, like it was some kind of private joke, but Clark is too busy choking on air to notice. And maybe it'll say, but I don't know if he means I usually wear some kind of black leather, and that's like maybe a joke, or if he means normally I wear my black leather thong and not my lacy Superman thong. This is my laundry day thong.
The black leather thong was in the laundry.
The black leather thong is at the dry cleaners.
And so
Also sounds terribly uncomfortable.
So instead, I brought my Superman
My
lace
comfier thong. My casual thong.
like you do.
my casual Friday thong.
My casual sleeping.
Not my
leather
Batman thong, which is
Yeah.
my black leather thong. It has a utility belt.
What do you put in the utility belt of a black leather thong? What does a utility thong's pockets contain?
Okay, sleep utility. I was socks. Maybe like a little noise machine.
A little
like a
rolled
white
up-
noise machine.
Yeah, a little rolled up eye mask.
Yeah. A little eye mask.
Earplugs.
Maybe some. I need lotion a lot at night, so just a little bit of like hand lotion or face lotion to like feel just like a self-care utility belt for sleep.
Some lavenders.
Ooh, yeah. Some like nice smells, like that
essential
spray that
oils.
some people put on their
Pillows, yeah.
But you also wear it the entire night. Stupid.
This is my utility thong for sleeping.
For sleeping. It is useful, so it is still utility. It's just nothing about Batmaning. It's just for self-care. Anyway. Do you wear them often? Actually, I usually go with black leather, Bruce says, a smug look on his face like it was some kind of private joke. But Clark is too busy
Probably is a
choking on
joke
air
to
to
him.
notice. Yeah, I would have no way. I'm like, I really, truly do not know if this is a joke because you are currently wearing a Superman thong, so like anything is possible.
It's like, normally I wear a black leather thong. No, you idiot. This is my usual look.
That's what I wear every day. But I have to admit, going to bed with this blue one is very nice, he adds, smirk still firmly on his face.
Why?
Who knew that the only thing needed to take down the invincible Superman was a few innuendos about BDSM? Bruce almost regrets spending all that money on kryptonite.
He is a sweet virginal Kanzonian man.
Yeah, you didn't need kryptonite. You just got to make jokes at him about sex. And he's crumpled.
It's like,
I feel so uncomfortable.
I gotta get out of here.
I gotta leave. I gotta fly away and look over here. Look over there. It's
Oh,
a bird.
God.
It's a plane. It's my uncomfortable face flushing.
I think it's canon that Clark Kent, Superman does not watch Lois Lane get dressed because that would be rude.
No. Okay, I'm gonna reread the previous line of dialogue and then the next one because I feel like it's really easy to forget why he says this.
Yeah.
Okay, but I have to admit, going to bed with this blue one is very nice. Bruce Wayne adds, "I'd like you to wear them to sleep in my bed," Clark says without thinking.
Oopsie poopsies.
Bold. Bruce has impeccable control over his body, so he doesn't do something as mediocre as blush, but he can't hide the way his heart rate spikes at the words. Apparently, the Boy Scout has some moves. Alas, all good, albeit embarrassing things, must come to an end. And so, less than a minute later, Clark is landing on the grass in front of Wayne Manor. After a moment that lasts possibly a smidgen too long, he places Bruce down on his feet. The clicking of shutters catches Clark's attention, and he looks towards where the sound comes from, finding a group of paparazzi and their large lenses at the gate of the manor.
Why didn't you go in behind the gate?
He didn't feel like he was invited to come in. I don't
You're
know.
literally carrying a mostly naked man. Be
Right,
"Can
and
I
like
just-"
one of the most famous men in this like universe, because he's like more or less Bill Gates. Like a naked Bill Gates in a thong, probably gonna cause some attention.
And it's like it's not just a naked Bill Gates. It's like a naked. If Ryan
really ripped Bill Gates.
It's like if Ryan Gosling was Bill Gates.
If Ryan Gosling and Bill Gates were one person.
So like, howdy with a body billionaire, like
The ideal man.
the ideal man, utility thong and all.
He's not even that built. Like who's like a really buff man that is like known for being buff in the way a superhero would be known for being buff.
Like The Rock.
Yeah. It's like Elon Musk and The Rock together in one person.
Wild.
Elon, The Rock, Musk.
It's like if The Rock's like tequila empire like really took off and then like
And he became a billionaire. Yeah. Honestly, probably the closest thing. Anyway.
though he is like very famous, so it's like, and I'm sure he's also
But he's not
very
famous
rich.
for being rich.
Oh yes,
Bruce Wayne is famous for being rich.
You're right.
And also we know that he is built. Maybe he hides that part, but now he's in a thong. So now maybe the world is just discovering that Bruce Wayne is fucking ripped.
We were into
Story
this
of the decade.
right?
And in love with Superman, clearly.
Wow.
There's parallels. A group of paparazzi and their large lenses at the gate of the manor, all scrambling to get a picture of the scantily clad Wayne in Superman's arms.
Oh, that's what I was thinking before, is that we really need to like deep dive page 6. We need to like know who the socialites of the world, where they're like famous for being ripped and rich.
Yeah, I don't know that guy.
No,
I don't follow that man.
No, I know not.
Bruce follows his gaze and spots the reporters too, but he seems to take no move to cover his modesty. Instead, he very deliberately tilts his face to compensate for the mere inch difference in their height and places a kiss against Clark's cheek.
Why? What is he doing?
He's just being coy. He's just trying to get attention.
These pheromones have been fucking him up.
Possible. Oh, true. This could be the worms
This is the worms.
that we've decided are taking
I
over
think
Wayne's
it's the
body.
worms doing it.
The blush that had just started to fade returns in full force as Bruce places his lips, this time at Clark's ear, and in a sultry tone whispers, "My hero."
The worms.
The worms. He steps away from the Kryptonian and saunters towards the door of the manor, hips swaying as he goes, leaving Clark to try to nondescriptly cover the front of his cape. Cover his
Superman
is trying to cover Bruce Wayne with his cape.
Oh,
To
I
like
thought he was,
preserve his modesty. And Bruce Wayne's like, no, I'm going to saunter.
and I thought he was trying to cover his erection.
That could also be true. I can't quite parse what this sentence says. Leaving Clark to try nondescriptly cover his front with his cape. Maybe it is a boner. Could be both. His cape is big. He's probably covering his boner.
Yeah.
After the man enters the house and leaves Clark's sight, the superhero takes a deep breath and shoots up into the air. He really hopes Batman won't hear about this. He doesn't know it's Batman.
How embarrassing when Batman shows up and is like, "So I hear you got a boyfriend."
How did you know that?
Oh my God, no, I don't. I don't. No.
I hate you. You suck.
Get out of here.
Your voice is stupid. I wish you were more like Bruce Wayne, my best friend. The end.
The end.
Yep. So, yeah.
Here's my theory.
That's what I found in the non-smutty alien abduction part of AO3.
My theory
It's absolute
is that the worms were experimenting on Bruce Wayne and trying to understand his pheromones.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to conduct the experiment, they then heightened his pheromones and like tried out the pheromone sciency on him, and that made
Mm-hmm.
him like super like that.
I could also see, because I'm glad I read the notes, because like the whole like pheromone thing seems like what they decided was why this was happening, but that was not actually said in the actual story. But I like the idea that like they kidnap Bruce Wayne because they want to figure out what's going on with him. Maybe they're gonna do probey tentacle stuff if he's into it, but like they'll also not do that if he's not into it. And so they just need some really honest, maybe like subconscious answers. So they give him some kind of like alcohol, more or less, to be like, hey, just like open up and be like, just like tell us what's going on with you. Well, how are you attracting people? And he's just like, oh, I am feeling good. And so then Superman comes up and he's like, you know what would be fun? having some seducey time at Clark Kent. Ha!
How funny. How funny. I mean, that's the only way to like when you meet your celebrity crush, you just gotta like thong it out. I don't know.
You either are gonna be scared or you're gonna shoot your shot.
You got
And Bruce Wayne is Bruce Wayne. He's also a celebrity, so maybe he's like, I'm not Batman right now, but I am still Bruce Wayne. I think Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent and Superman are on the same level.
Yeah.
Totally. They could get together. Yeah.
Why not?
No more tentacles for me. I have a new mission.
No, I'm gonna pick up Superman.
Get away from all those worms. I forgot about the worms before I read it.
Stupid worms.
Stupid little worms.
I don't like worms.
They're talking to me. That's weird.
It's weird. Also, you know what? I think this cocktail tastes like Red Bull.
Have you had a Red Bull lately?
No.
It does not taste like Red Bull. It tastes almost nothing like Red Bull.
Tastes like how I remember Red Bull to taste.
You're not wrong in that it has like that, like
Maybe
syrupy.
It tastes like vodka Red Bull.
I mean, yes, there is vodka in this, so like
I don't know then what I'm doing then.
Red Bull has a really specific
Gasoline taste.
It's not. Yeah, it's like a weird, like sour.
Tastes like Skittles dissolved.
Tang to it that I can't like tell you what flavor it is aside from the flavor of Red Bull.
Yeah.
But like it has that like energy drink kind of like heft to it.
That's what it is. It tastes like an energy drink.
Yeah, I was gonna say
grape
this is
energy drink.
It doesn't taste like Monster, but yeah, if Monster had like a grape flavor and you mixed it with vodka, and it was flat, that's probably what this tastes like.
Good.
You're not wrong. All right, Claire, what do we got next week for spooky season?
Next week on Fine Pairings,
Ooh.
we will be exploring horror.
Oh man, that's real wide. That could mean anything.
Yes, it could.
I feel like when I did that, what did I do when we did horror?
I don't remember. Because I'm remembering a Steam and Cream episode.
Oh, you know what it was? I feel like you wanted me to look into the horror tag as in like pick a horror movie.
I wanted like a Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah, and I remember looking into like Freddy Krueger, Jason, and like it was all just a lot.
Oh yeah.
So you don't have to, I think that was when we ended up doing the Klexa like horror movie night fic.
Oh yes.
So like it wasn't. I mean, it was kind of silly, spooky.
Yeah.
So I'm curious what you will find.
Yes.
Because I feel like you're gonna go in a different direction than I did.
We'll see what
So
I
look up
what
Freddy
I find.
Krueger fan fiction. It's a real weird place. Unless you're into that.
I did read one,
Yeah.
but
Was it like an X-reader?
no. I'll explain next week.
Next week when we have our fic ready to go.
Yep.
Well, in the meantime, if you want to, what horror one are you talking about from Steam and Cream?
That vampire one.
Oh, yeah, okay. We're probably going to do more horror on the Steam and Cream at some point. Oh, no, we're doing Monster Smash on the Steam and Cream this month.
Yes.
It might already be out. I forgot.
I know.
So
wow.
if you want to get into the Monster Smash fun, join the Patreon, patreon.com/finepairings podcast. And it's more or less the same podcast, except we're not drinking alcohol, which honestly makes less sense the more you think about it, but don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
If you don't want to join the Patreon, but you do want to give us a little bit of like a tip, more or less, you can pop onto our Ko-Fi and just buy us a quick drink to say thank you for a good episode.
Otherwise, stay connected with us on all of our social medias. We are on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Tumblr at Fine Pairings Podcast, and on Fine Pairings Pod on Twitter.
You got 'em.
And all of our DMs are open.
And we are also finepairingspodcast@gmail.com if you would like to say hello, to correct us, to send us fic requests, or, I don't know,
Just chat.
give us some fun background knowledge about Superman or Batman. I don't know, whatever you want to do. And there you can also let us know that you've given us a 5-star review on either Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, because you are entitled to a reward at the end of the season where we write you a custom 500-word fan fiction as a thank you and as a way for us to write fan fiction, because we forget to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
We don't have time. We're reading too much.
We're reading too much.
You can't write and read. That's impossible.
Drink, write, read? That's too many.
That's too many things.
Too
I
many
can only have
things.
2 hobbies. It's drinking and reading.
I don't even like reading.
I don't even like drinking. No, it's not true. I don't even like reading. I can't even read.
I can't read. What?
Can you imagine if I had to like speech to text all of these? Oh, God.
You have like a headphone underneath your recording headphones that it's like reading like one word ahead of you.
I'm like Leah Michelle. I've been really faking like knowing how to read this whole time. Oh, yeah. So stick around for the next couple of weeks. Next week is horror. And then after that, we're going to continue doing spooky season stuff for a little bit for Halloween times. Enjoy.
Goodbye.
We'll see you later. Goodbye.